That's what it's supposed to look like. And that's what both of mine look like. So how are you guys doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video, you join me in the VXR. Now we're doing a brake caliper in today's video. Now I had a mechanic come out to look at the car, a mobile mechanic. He told me the wheel hub, I need a new wheel hub. Right, we have an update on the VXR. So the wheel nut that was stuck in the hub, we've drilled it out. It's now perfectly fine. So that saved me like £45 for a second-hand one off eBay. And then I'd have paid labour for someone to do it. Done it myself with literally a drill piece from Screwfix. So that was very cheap. And the brake calipers at the back, both of them were seized. And I was waiting for him to get back, give me a quote to get the parts, and then also for him to fit them. But I didn't get nothing back for about a week and a half. So I thought I'm going to go on eBay and I'm going to look how much brake calipers are. Now they were coming up at £70 for the pair. And then I added it to my watch list. I went to sleep, I woke up, and then the seller reduced it from £70 to 30. So it was literally a bargain. So I purchased them straight away. And then instead of like paying money and paying a mechanic to go and do this job, because like I said, I always pay a mechanic to go do all the jobs on my car. It could be something small. It don't matter what it is, but I always have someone to do the stuff for me. And I thought, why not? I'm going to tackle this brake caliper myself because it can't be too hard. So I've already done one side. And I thought, why am I not filming this? Because the entire reason I bought this car was to film, and I haven't done so. So that's what we'll be doing today. As you can see, one of the problems is the window. So I've started to take that apart. The door card is currently not attached, so that will be coming. I think it's like coming off the rails up here because the regulator seems to be okay. It seems to be fine back here. I've got the pop rivet back in at the bottom, but because it's not lining up, the pop rivet keeps coming out. So I think that's what the issue is. I do have someone, however, that knows a little bit about windows. So they will be coming out to look at that because honestly, I have no idea what to do with a regulator and I can't find anything online to do with it. I've also done the recirculation valve off the turbo myself. Now I was so impressed with that. The mechanic also said about this car, it came back with 0 boost leak. So there's not a boost leak anywhere. So this car still feels slow, and I've said to myself, there has to be something causing it to feel so slow, because it still doesn't feel 100%, it feels a little bit better. It also sounds a lot better as well with the new recirculation valve. So I put a couple pictures on the screen to show you what the original recirc valve looked like, and there was a big leak. The rubber had a splitting, so that was one of the leaks. It was a massive leak, and yeah, I finally got that replaced. I done it all myself once again. Like, I'm so proud, like I'm doing stuff myself because I always pay someone. But yeah, instead of rambling on about all the issues, I am getting them fixed. There's so many more stuff I've had fixed with this car. And now the handbrake holds as well, by the way. So that's the reason the handbrake wasn't holding, because both rear brake calipers were seized. These are physical buttons. I have a new unit and the fog lights now work. Let me show you this recirculation valve actually. So the job I had to do was down there. You can see the chrome. That's the new recirculation valve. I tell you what, that was not easy, but that's now done. Here's the box the brake calipers came in. So that's what it's supposed to look like. You see the rubber here, that's the driver's side we're about to put on. You want to see the old one? This is what my passenger side looked like. It's like an inner tube has been put around there. Look at that. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Right, I've got it jacked up. It's now on an axle stand as well, just in case anything happens. So next thing is, take the wheel nuts off, take the wheel off. We now have the wheel off. So first things first, you want to get your mole grips, whatever they're called. You want to put it on this brake line. So that's going to stop brake fluid coming out from when you take this bolt off. You don't want brake fluid everywhere, like I somehow managed to get it all over there. So that's first things. Definitely get these, put it on your brake line. All right, undo this bolt. I'm gonna have a bit of brake fluid that goes somewhere. That's all right. No, we're all right, but look how dirty that is. So that's a mistake I made. I'm not putting the last one on properly. I put the bolt in and I didn't clean around here. Make sure you clean that so you get a proper seal. And once that's off, just tuck it out of the way. And next we want to tackle, there's 2 bolts, one there and one also below. And then we take them off first, and then we want to tack these bolts here next. Doesn't really matter what order you do it in, but I'm going to do these ones here. Seems like they're quite rusty, so that's next job. Who's got a diesel? Woo! Right. I need to stop putting WD-40 on the floor where I sit. I keep making the same mistake. There we go. Right, that bolt's done. I'll tell you what, working on old cars, why do people do it? Bolt number 1, there we go. Now ready for bolt number 2. Yes, there we go. Bolt number 2. There we go. Them 2 bolts down here are finally out. I can't tell you how much of a task that was. So next up is a bolt here and a bolt underneath. So what we want to do is we want a 17mm spanner. Gonna put it on like that. I'm gonna get a 13mm socket on there. Basically want to do both at the same time, and that should release these 2 bolts. And then there's also some at the bottom as well. This ratchet's broken. It's like sometimes it wants to work and then sometimes it doesn't. Right, that one's done. There we go. That bolt's now done. One last thing is to remove the handbrake. So we've got the cable here. There's a clip there. You want to get a screwdriver flathead on that, and then that should just come off. Make sure you've got the handbrake off. Put it in gear so your car doesn't roll. But yeah, it's just that, and then we can finally take the caliper off. As you can see, it's pretty much almost off anyway. That's one thing I forgot, was to take the handbrake, so luckily I remembered. Clip is now off, so all that's left is now this bit here to undo. There we go. Make sure you use a flathead. It becomes a lot easier. I say that and I can't do it. There we go. Why is it jammed? Right. Come on. And there we go. That is now the handbrake disconnected. We've got the caliper apart just here. We've got the brake pads there. The brake pads are really good, and actually the disc here hasn't got a lip on it, so we're good on the brake pads and discs. Take a look at the state of these. It looks like someone's put an inner tube around it. That's what it's supposed to look like, and that's what both of mine look like. So luckily I got these for very cheap off eBay, because buying these new, they're quite expensive. But there we have it. That's the caliper. I can't believe the condition of these. That's on a whole different level of bad. Just so everyone's aware, I've tried using this. The clamp is not working. So next best option is this. Now, I wouldn't recommend this for anyone because you're not supposed to use a hammer whatsoever. I had to use it on the other side, however, so I'm going to use it on this side because the other side's completely fine. But the clamp is just not working, so I can't get that to be pushed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that. And then next up, I'm just going to hit the top, and hopefully it goes down. It's almost done. Like I said, I do not recommend using a hammer whatsoever. Make sure you use a clamp, but in this case the clamp is not working, so I have to use a hammer. I'm forced to, so let's do it again. I've now hit it with a hammer. We've got it just enough where it will now go over the brake pads here. So basically you want to line, there's 2 bolts down here, you want to line it up here. You've also got the 2 bolts on there too. So basically you just want to line everything up like so. So that's now all together. You just want to basically put a bolt in, which, where is the hole? There we go. One thing is, I'm going to connect the handbrake cable up quick. The old one has been snapped in here, so get the flathead. Hopefully you can see it on camera. So sometimes you may not have enough cable. In this case I didn't, so I've just had to go inside the car, and there is a nut which you have to undo. Make sure the handbrake is still down. There is a nut just there. I think it's a size 10. You just got to undo that so you have more cable coming to the back of the car. With the handbrake now connected, make sure you have the clip. Basically it just wants to sit just there, and that's that. All these bolts are now tight. We've got this one here, this one, both at the bottom, handbrake cable connected. Now we want to remove this old one that came with the caliper, and we want to put our brake line on, which is there, and then that is pretty much that. And then we just put the wheel on, put the wheel nuts in, and then we're good to go. I'll tell you what, first one took me like 2 hours. This one, I haven't been here long. The reason why is because I keep moving these cameras around for different camera angles. This is why I've been here so long. But I tell you what, like, honestly, tackle these jobs yourself. Certain stuff I won't do, but this, I thought, why not? Let's do it. Make sure you clean this around where the nut goes, because otherwise you won't have a clean seal for this, or you'll just be leaking brake fluid. And that's what I had with the other side by accident. I was driving down the road. Yeah, my brake fluid kind of just came out everywhere. So make sure, I'm gonna go get some tissue, clean both ends. I know, once again, I need a wire brush. I will invest into one very soon, but for now, tissue's gonna have to do. Yeah, I probably should get a wire brush ASAP, to be fair. But that's pretty much that. And that's the wrong socket. That's also the wrong socket. Is this the right one? That's the wrong, what one is it? And of course, make sure this one is done up tight. That's now everything connected. You can let go of that. That's all good. I'm gonna quickly pump the brakes, just see if any brake fluid comes out, so I don't have to put the wheel on, put everything back together, and then we have a leak. So I'm gonna quickly pump the brakes, and hopefully that should be sealed and we have no leaks. Are we good? Hey, we got no leaks, let's go. Next up, we're going to fill up with some brake fluid because the reservoir is just below minimum. So we're going to fill that up, and then we put the cap back on, and then we should be good to go. We're rolling forwards ever so slightly. We've just stopped. The handbrake is working. Let's go. I'm so amazed by that. This just goes to show if you put your mind to anything, you can actually do it, because I never thought I would ever touch this car with a brake caliper. I was literally going to pay a mobile mechanic. I paid him to come out. He saw the car and I was going to pay him to do the job, but I thought, no, I'm not paying for him to do the job. I'm going to try it myself. I'm going to order the brake calipers myself. And look, I've done that all for £30. I had two seized brake calipers, were in such bad condition, but I've managed to do it all myself. I've now got a working handbrake, O2 sensor. It is a bit dodgy, so the engine light is off for now. It's not going to stay off for very long, but once that new one comes, we should be good. I'm fixing the window here. I've got the new recirculation valve. Like, a lot of things are getting fixed with this car, and I'm glad I'm doing it like all myself. Like, that's mad to see, because I would have never done that a couple years ago. I am aware you do need to bleed the brakes because the brake pedal is very spongy, so I'll do that with my daddy. Don't want to be on camera, of course. But yeah, I'll get that done as soon as I end this video. But yeah, I really hope you have all enjoyed. If you are new to my channel, please be sure to drop a like and also subscribe. Let me know what else we can do to the VXR, because I've changed quite a bit myself on it. So yeah, I really hope you have all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace out. So I've just torqued all the wheels up with the torque wrench. I know if I don't show this at the end of the video, people can be thinking, yeah, you haven't torqued your wheels up and I'll be driving about. No, they're all torqued up now.